Welcome, fellow administrators, to Ixion. Let's just get right into it. I've had a couple of minutes with this game. It is Frostpunk in space. It's that kind of desperate, on the edge of death, hard choices at all times type of game. But we'll let the cool intro happen first.
Control, we have Tiqqun clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clean procedures, check. Guidance go.
Algorithm online.
Battista safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad.
Deflectors out. Ignition. Lift off.
Launch sequence complete. EMB Charon heading for low Earth orbit. Transferring data to inner heaven.
Keep it rolling.
Visualize the proximity of Tiqqun structure.
PPS Tiqqun to EMD share. You have clearance for final approach. EMD share. You have been assigned to Tiqqun Docking Bay. Welcome on board, passengers.
Okay. Very cool intro.
Shuttle EMV Charon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchi decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tiqqun, property of Dolus Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage, and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tiqqun. In accordance with the Munchi Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tiqqun's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and Dolos colonization tests.
So just to get us going here, I've been doing work while we've been receiving basically the tutorial messages. The stockpiles, you can only store one resource each within a stockpile. So you have to, build. If I wanted to store all these things, I'd have to build 4, 8, 11 different stockpiles. Each stockpile, at least at the small level, which is the only level I've seen so far, holds 100 items. One of the things that there's resources sort of strewn throughout the base here to start us off, but they also get in the way. So it's wise to set up a little bit of a area to store things. I'm putting that right next to this docking bay because that's not just a cool thing that happened during the intro, but it's actually the docking bay that we're going to use to build things and control our fleet. So that's a real building that's already in place.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks personally. I'm Dolos' cryonics lead, Marduk Council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tiqqun, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the VOHLE Engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of the local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tiqqun's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tiqqun following the first test of its VOHLE engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center Dolos' focus on the Tiqqun. But this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tiqqun back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer Dolos. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
Okay, so while he was giving us an ominous warning to bring back our space station in one piece, I built up a place to store food and a couple more places for alloys, just because there's a significant number of alloys out here and we can only store 100 at a time. And then I also forgot to mention that we have a workshop, and this is kind of your primary building for building things. So you get the first one free, but like if you want to build roads or any additional buildings, then you have to have a workshop. And those units to build those units or build those buildings emit from the workshop. So the placement matters as far as like the efficiency of building. If you build a workshop in this corner and you have a building way over here in this corner, they're gonna have to go over there to build.
Established a connection with Dolos' lead data scientist, Emma Klain.
All right, so we're just waiting to... Each one of these housing quarters holds 15 people. So we just put in room for 90 people just to get us started, since we do have 85 people.
Administrator, Mr. Dolos has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tiqqun, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Emma Klain, Dolos' lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchi, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of VOHLE jumping. Whilst there's a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a VOHLE jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being recorded by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Administrator, a new request awaits.
All
your
right,
attention.
so I've built the infirmary right here that they were talking about. It just allows you to heal 15 people at a time. And I want to put down this factory. Let's put down our research facility, and then we'll start this process. So, Tiqqun crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. Guaranteeing access to food will reaffirm your competency as an administrator. Yes, competency to get people food seems to be one of those base level requirements. At this point, all we can do is build this mess hall. Easy enough, right? We'll just, man, both sides of it is a mess. Let's build a road out here so we can clean that up. I'm trying to keep everything in... Alright, so you're on a ring, right? You're building on a ring here. And certain buildings, if you want to have access to the outside, have to be built on the outside of the ring, either here or here. Now, you also want to build other buildings, but if at all possible, you want to make sure that the buildings that you're building leave room for buildings that can only be built on the ring. And there's a certain... Okay, so for this one, it looks like that little corner right there is a good mark for how far out we can build. So if we really wanted to, this road is a legitimate marker. I'm only going to build that now so we can have access to clear out this area. And by clearing out that area, it leaves us just a little bit of room to build this mess hall. Clean some of these up while we go. Surprising amount of micro in this game. Yeah, I know how to do camera controls. Right. Power consumption from buildings, various sectors. Yeah, we're going to have to... Available water? Oh, goodness. I didn't even know you had to deal with water.
I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henri Barjaville.
Okay, Henry, what do you got for us? But before you Well, we don't have any science, so never mind.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I am Henri Barjaville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtangites. Even so, they are a small organization. The Ashtangites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tiqqun's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tiqqun, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
All right, I was just cornering off of this as we want to be able to build a few more houses. But he was asking us to build a trade ship, so we're going to go to our docking bay, the docking bay that we received as part of the initial intro to the game, I suppose. And we're going to build a cargo ship. And we also know we're going to want a science ship, so we're going to build that too. Of course, we haven't picked up any polymers yet. So let's put down some storage for polymers. Planning ahead, which is kind of bad news in this game, but we're doing it anyway. And just build that road so we could access all this debris. I'll pull that road up afterwards. Also, I built a second workshop just so we can build 2 buildings at once. Okay, now we can collect these polymers.
A new request awaits your attention.
What do you got going over here? We need as many people as we can get. All right, so we're going to pick up 20 more people. So what they were basically saying is that they were working too much. So this game simulates overwork by just, you know, a certain number of people required to fill a number of jobs. And you can go over that amount or under that amount. If you go too far over, then you're basically saying they're working, you know, 50, 60, 80 hours a week type stuff. If you go under, then you give them more time for leisure and they're happier. But in order to run more machines, you basically need more people. In order to run more people, you need to have food. So we need to unlock some stuff here. I'm going to research the EVA airlock. I know I'm getting a little ahead of the tutorial here. We're going to manage our fleet. So there's 12 food to be collected. I'll show you where that is. If you check your planetary system map, if you see an icon like that, that just means that something can be collected. So in this case, we've got people that can be collected, food that can be collected, and I don't know what that third thing is. Let's see. Let's go back to our fleet. Food, people. Oh, I guess that's just the icon itself. So by clicking this box, basically anytime any of those resources become available, the cargo ships will go out and pick it up. So that's going to add 20 people to our population, which means we're going to need a few more houses. So let's start that process. We're about to bust our power supply here any second now.
Administrator, due to insufficient levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power demand has overloaded. Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
So in order to stop that, I just turned off one of these stockpiles. Now the stuff that's in there can't be used, and those 5 jobs no longer have to be done. So that adds to the overall conditions because that's fewer jobs to be done. But those resources are now, quote unquote, locked inside of there until we turn the power back on. Additionally, we did go in here and start the research process, or I thought I did. I need some science. Let's take our science ship to the moon.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
So this is your expedition system, right? We're going to exploit it. Sorry. So the base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational. They're awaiting orders. So I just told them to go ahead and exploit the security vulnerability and see what they can get. Hopefully we could get some science out of the machines based off the research that they had completed. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to go and clean up some of these areas.
A science ship team has completed a task.
All right, and now that we've collected the science from it, we're going to go ahead and dismantle the base. Chances are good that I'm overplaying this right now. Like, this is more or less the tutorial section. It's unlikely that you can really, well, there's unlikely to be a lot of actual choice involved. You can still blow up your game, though. Waiting for the science to complete, and then looking at our solar system, we've got two more options for activities, so we're going to go to the closest one next. 90 science, always good. Do I have to... Oh, it's processing science, so we have to leave it there. Or at least that's what I'm going to choose to believe. Alright, so we're still on the edge with power. But, okay, so now this is happening. The science is being collected, immediately foisted into the lab, and the lab is doing the research that we requested, which was basically the airlock that allows people to do manned missions outside of our space station, the Tiqqun. Waste. I think this is the first time I've ever seen waste. Is there a storage for waste? Oh, so it's probably just a way to slow you down.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munchi.
Let's do it.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munchi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the VOHLE Engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tiqqun's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
So the EVA has already been researched.
Ship has arrived at its destination.
We've already started the production of that building. A signature trace from the EKP system has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolus, but no records indicate that the company has... But company records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions to this sector. Signature will soon enter the atmosphere. Let's send a team. And since research is done, we're gonna go over here and check out the insect farms. 0 of 2 upgrades. Okay, so we can upgrade both of these. All right. Yep. I thought it was gonna be a situation where you had to pick. Like 0 of 2, but there's 6 options. Good luck. But there's only 2 options. Let's see, did we... Nope, still working. There are some polymers here that we could collect. And there are some... Got some space for some alloys.
A science ship team has completed a task.
All right. Get that data. I guess that was the only option that we can only pick one of the 2 options in that case.
Power supply overloaded.
Power supply is overloaded because we brought on the airlock. Let's turn off our docking bay for a moment here. Then we'll hit the airlock. And then we'll build out one set of solar panel. While you're doing work on like adding things to the outside, you're also not upgrading the hull integrity. Of course, the hull integrity is 1000 out of 1000, and there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Let's see here. I'm tempted to rip this out. Doesn't really hurt us or help us, but I'd rather have clean access to this. Let's get rid of that. Then let's check and see where we are. Oh, it's taking a little while for that science ship to get over there. I think we've completed our efforts here. So yeah, so now we have access to the insect farm. So basically the insect farm, they're just gonna grow insects, and then those insects are going to get deposited here
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
as storage, and then that storage is going to get put in here into the mess hall for processing and serving. So right now our power is good, so we can turn power back on, assuming that we don't overwork our people in the meantime. Let's see. So right now, this is claiming 1 food feeds 10 people. 10 food is required to feed all 99 people that I have. So I need 10 food every 5 cycles. This is generating 1 food per cycle. I've got 2 of them, so that's 2 food per cycle. So in that 5 cycle period, I'm making 10 food. So currently, we're perfectly balanced. Okay. And we're back. Let's check our... We've got some resources on the moon. Let's check our cargo ship. Oh, wait. Why is it so red? Standing by. There's some alloys that we can pick up. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's picking them up now. So they want us to build the engine. Let's go. We've got a decent amount of resources. Those warnings about hull repair stopping. It is real. Let's check the... Okay, so there is another... Oh wait, we're already there. Repair in exchange for resources, or repair in exchange for data. My guess, if we repair in exchange for resources, we'll get polymers. If we exchange for data, we'll get science. So there's the UN established a facility on Mars. Its crew is currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply. Huh. They've submitted an official request, but we're going to help them here one way or the other. I think science is the way to go here. Let's check our research. If there's any research we can do, we should do it. We can make the probe launcher. So we're good there. So this is Sector 1 that I'm in, and Sector 2 to the right. I do wonder... Speeds up crew transfer between sectors, also allows for expansion of some building's influence to all sectors. Ooh. The problem is this Sector 1 is a little bit of everything. But I guess everybody needs something, some food, some place to sleep, and storage, or an infirmary. But perhaps not everybody needs a docking bay or an airlock. There's going to be a lot of stuff in this Sector 1. Let's clear out the supply pile of materials, as it were. I think this is the kind of game where you die a lot. I don't expect to win this the first time out. Like, you're going to have attempts, and then one time you're just going to get far enough, assuming there is an end game, to the end game.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tiqqun, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies.
New
Please
crew
ensure
members.
that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri. Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Food supplies are dwindling. Despite Klain control protocols, some crew members have become aware of this. They are worried food will soon run out, making a public commitment to increase food production. Okay, so 3 insect farms. Yeah. Sure. I'm going to have to do that either way. So, more than happy to make a proclamation that I'll do something that I was planning to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to double it. I don't think it's impending starvation. That's not correct. But with adding these new people, we add a bunch of new people, that is correct.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Oh, okay. We pick up 10 science. And here we need to pick up food and people. So we'll go back to our dock and we'll hit our fleet And we'll open up, well, food and people are ready to go. What is that ship doing? I don't like this red. It makes me think that there's something wrong. Retrieving resources. Okay, it's underway.
Warning. A sector is being overworked.
Well, good news is we're about to get a whole bunch of new people. But I suppose until we get them, we'll turn some of this stuff off. Well, not that one. Maybe give it a little juice here. While we're thinking about it, can we squeeze in the pro block? Oh. We need 6 more alloys. Oh wait, we've got alloys right here. Just barely fits. There's some new people coming in. And some more new people coming in. We can't build by the sign to the to the outer level, right? Obviously the sign is in the way. And you can see that when you go to build space items. That red line right there is right in front of the sign, so you can't build the space items there anyway, so I feel like we're free to build some other stuff in that space. Let's turn insect farming back on.
Power supply overloaded.
Really?
Power restored.
Let's check our external power supplies here. 15 polymers. We've got 35 polymers. Worth it. What's this?
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the VOHLE bonding procedure. Dolos protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
All right, we'll put them through.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival, the Tiqqun is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
Mm-hmm. Super intense. All right, while he was talking there, I did put another crew quarters in just so we would have space for everyone. No one is homeless. Working conditions are optimal. And we're all enjoying eating the bugs. So, hey, what could go wrong? We got to move in orbit of the moon. Can I move anywhere else? Oh, I can move to Venus? I probably don't want to do any of that stuff, though. Be kind of cool. All right, so what that message was is that all the power from our power grid's going to get diverted while moving. .7. Okay, so the next feeding isn't until 2, so we should be okay in that we won't miss a meal. So let's go ahead and make that move now. All right, we're en route. All the power is shut down. Obviously, once we have access to batteries, we can fix that problem. But we're here now. Anything to do or grab or pick up before we do this thing? Let's bring the ship home. I kind of want to back up mess hall. Just in case the primary one shuts down. I don't know that there's anything else for us to do. Oh, we've got to deal with water. Water cannot be moved between sectors. Okay. Good to know. So this water thing says water is required for several food production buildings. It can be created by transforming ice in a fusion station where it is also stored. Water cannot be moved between sectors. I'd love to have a level of that specificity for everything. Yep, time control, I think we got that. Space interactions, yeah. All right, I don't think there's anything left for us to do here. checking to make sure there aren't any magnifying glasses. This science ship is at home. I think I'm going to leave you with a cliffhanger. We're going to call this the video. I'm going to pause it. We're ready to push the button to leave the sector. Actually, while I'm talking here and close out. We'll also... Oh, we're out of alloys. Yikes. So that's good to know. And we'll start the next video with the results of landing in the new sector. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Spoiler alert.